Hey people, Indrid here, 3v3, Fend Unlock, blue team. Toruello, as a Warlock, a melee spellcaster that leaps into combat with some powerful disruption and support alongside Deadly Trout. There he goes as a Warp Spider Exarch, a teleporting hero fighting in ranged combat by default. Great for capping and harassing with some powerful control, Exodite's elite scheme here. Rounding off the blue fellas, Korgoth as a Techmarine. Starts off with a bolt gun, can get melee weapons, supports with structures and repairs. For the red team though, it's Ordo Malleus all the way down. Couple of brother captains, Soul Reaver here, and we have Perceptor. These guys are durable heroes that walk through objects, cannot be suppressed with powerful offense and support fighting in melee. And rounding off the teams, Umpfelgrumpf is an Eversor assassin, a risk-reward melee brawler that explodes on death. They're trying to get at this Techmarine, who has settled into a garrison overlooking the red team's natural power here. So they're not too pleased. Going to kick off in the northwest soon, I think. Brother Captain, some strike squad here. Strike squad for all three Ordo Malleus players. Destructor was a decent shot, I think, on the Stormtroopers, was it? Northwest is where you'll find, well, close to where you'll find the two natural victory points. There's We Are the Hammer, boosting speed and damage resistance. But here come the Howling Banshees with their power melee swords to slice up the heavy infantry of the strike squad. Decent special there from the brother captain, but it was going a little bit too low. The Stormtroopers were not helping out. Oh, they got flanked a bit, did they? By Deadly Trout rotating across. More Howling Banshees were going to arrive then. So that was actually a good retreat from Soul Reaver. Meanwhile, back to the mid. Techmarine is still in here, and so are soon to be some Tactical Marines, look. Back towards the mid. Oh, this is Toruello alongside Deadly Trout. So this is very soon going to be a bad fight for Perceptor. Needs to be very careful. There's the war shout. These ladies with the aspect of fleetness can jump over objects. Was buffed a bit in 210. I think the leap is a bit quicker now. Now the attacks have a flame and they can get out and start burning down the gens. A strong start for the blue team. Purgation on the way for two of the Ordo Malleus players. Operatives are up for Umpfelgrumpf. Getting the fallback plan already so they can chuck those incendiary grenades and counter the garrison. But this is a bad place to be, fellas. Yeah, they had to run. They were going to get shot. They did chuck their grenade though. Look at that. Anything drop a model? No, nothing dropped a model in those first engagements, I think, for the Eldar. Pretty amazing. Stormtroopers, crafty fellas, getting a decap over there. Soul Reaver got some more Stormtroopers before the Purgation. These guys with an incinerator that can suppress infantry. Flamer type weapons are generally very good against garrisons as well and units in cover. There's the brother captain. Knocks down the Tactical Marine. Get out of here. And they've run off, look. Stormtroopers with a sergeant bloke there. Got an impact grenade. Kicking off towards the west. Natural victory point of the red team being decapped by the Warp Spider Exarch. Got a heavy gauge death spinner. Use it to stun and shut down enemy heroes, typically. Very good against something that you can't suppress as well, such as a brother captain. But it's pretty much useful against all enemy heroes or single entities to mess with them. Nothing to stop you using it on a squad, of course, to shut down their special weapon, perhaps. Oh, the Eversor got shot to death and blew up. Warp Spider gets away with improved targeters. It's often paired with that. You get some good DPS and some good range. And that Eversor get heavy gauged. Back towards the mid then. A red VP. Banshees scaring off the Stormtroopers and the Purgation. Strike Squad and Operatives didn't play. They messed up some Guardians quite a lot. But they have to retreat with two Howling Banshee squads coming in. Massive, massive threat to the Strike Squad there. Maybe we'll see some hammer in tier 2 from the brother captains. The Nemesis Demon Hammer. No demons around though, fellas. I guess the Avatar of Cain is technically a demon, right? Some kind of warp entity. Tier 2 for Toruello, the first player to go. Korgoth levels up to 2. He's got some Devastators with a heavy bolter. Can suppress infantry in a limited firing arc. Do huge amounts of damage if they get close as well. These guys are going to have to leave. There's that heavy bolter. Purgation coming in, trying to suppress them, I think. Don't think that's a game worth playing. Drops a Strike Squad model. Drops another one. And the last fellow runners did kill a Marine though. Kill a tactical Marine. Now can they suppress those tacks? There we go. They get it eventually. Brother Captain coming to help out. He does start with a power melee weapon, 30 DPS. Bad news for the heavy infantry. And he's got the We Are the Hammer active, so he had some splash damage there. You can't see the blue marker when they're underwater, unfortunately. Mid. Oh, it's not turning red. Eversor's not capping. And these guys aren't capping either. I've never seen a double misclick on cappable points that close together. That's crazy. Still not capping. This is Soul Reaver trying to bash power here. Operatives and the Stormtroopers going to try and run interference. Going to need to disrupt the Banshees. Impact grenade. Some decent hits, actually. But there's the big retreat to get away. Couldn't quite get that generator down. I wonder if they will repair it. Okay, these guys are now capping. That's a big mistake from Umpfelgrumpf, because that would have been a red VP. And that would have been a red rec point. And now I don't think he's even going to get the cap on him. There's the energy burst to slow down the Banshees. Eversor Assassin pops the Psychon starting ability. Gives him 30% more damage and damage resistance. But you spend health to activate it. That was a decent fight, actually. Look at that. Eversor did some good work there. Strike Squad still in play. Operatives coming in looking for the incendiary, are they? Oh, they chucked smoke back there to mess with the range. Guardians got flashbanged a little bit. The Strat Squad, oh, they dropped a model, but they made it out. Brother Captain of Soul Reaver, no war gear. Unending Purge is in for Perceptor, though. Healing on hits, even ranged hits. Although less so, also get some energy regeneration. Pretty solid accessory. You can just kind of throw it on your hero and forget about it. No need to micro abilities or target anything, it just works. Tier 2s all round. Toruello with Warp Spiders on the way. 481 to 372 on the VPs. Warp Spiders might be difficult for Ordo Malleus to deal with, actually. They can't really stand and outshoot them super effectively. I'm not sure. I don't think Purgation with a Psycannon would get it done. And of course they can teleport away from a bunch of melee stuff. Maybe enough Stormtroopers could do it. Yeah, more Warp Spiders for Toruello. And Deadly Trout can call them in. He's getting one as well. I guess like a Plasma Cannon Dreadnought would be pretty good, but you've got Haywires to contend with then. And the Howling Banshees, oh, they both have the Fleetness, so you don't have heavy melee spears to worry about. That could be it. Maybe just get some Dreadnoughts. I mean, even with the Incinerator, maybe they'll do, with their default Flamer thing, maybe they'll do pretty well against Warp Spiders. We shall see. There's the Terminator Librarian. He can throw a smite on them at least. Howling Banshees of War shouting. It's Deadly Trouts. But they are sent packing. Eversor's not messing around. Still level 1 and no war gear, but he's not messing around. Warp Spider teleports away. And thus the Eversor has to mess around and chase him. And he runs. Where's the heavy gauge? I guess it's been used already. The Strat Squad clinging onto models here. Double Warp Spiders teleport in and Acres and deliver huge amounts of piercing DPS. Getting the Aspect. They can also get an Exarch. And if you have the... There he is. If you have the Aspect, he gets dual Death Spinners for some good DPS. Korgoth, the Techmarine, level 3. Doing well. It's got some Stone Guard veterans too. First Company Marines that can switch between ammo. Can only have one of them. First Company doesn't mess around and send you a bunch of Stern Guard for some reason. Have as many Dreadnoughts as you want. Only sending one Stern Guard. Operatives with a good incendiary grenade in the back lines. This is a big fight here. And Sanctuary thrown up. Counter those Banshees with some good disruption. Good way to deal with double Banshees, eh? Ouch. Did Strat Squad just wipe? No, I think they dropped 2 models quickly, but the last one got away. Warp Spiders are nasty, eh? Gonna need Psycannons, surely, to at least have some kind of range. Soul Reaver is getting a Grey Knight Dreadnought. New portrait for these guys. 481 to 280. Decent VP lead here for the blue team. Can the red team the Ordo Malleus fellas start to claw back. Banshee's getting messed up here. They're going to wipe, I think. They do indeed wipe. Those were Deadly Trouts. Deadly Trout, in fact, down to just 2 units now. Had a couple of risky fights and didn't pay off. Stayed in a bit too long. Could get, yeah, just get some more Warp Spiders, I say. Korgoth goes tier 3. The Dreadnought hits the field for Soul Reaver. Starts with a big flamer weapon. We'll see what happens, though. Plasma Cannon's got to be tempting against those Warp Spiders. I guess they could teleport away from one shot, though, couldn't they? Although I'm not sure if they put the sound effect in for the Plasma Cannon. I keep trying to remind some fellas to do it, but I guess they got a lot going on. Nemesis Demon Hammer is in for Perceptor. Soul Reaver's Brother Captain down level 2. I don't spot a new weapon there. Eversor Assassin, no war gear. Level 1. What is this? They bashed the node and decapped it. That's not bad. Up in the eastern edge. Natural power there for the blue team. And you see the Psycannon doing some work. 41 almost DPS for the Psycannon. It's good versus all targets. And you still get the 2 fellas with Storm Bolters too. Some Plasma Stormtroopers here. Here comes the Brother Captain with that hammer. There's a demolishing strike. Kills a model, levels up to 3. This thing's still going. But the Captain gets in on the Heavy Bolter now. Good special. That was a big hit. Kills another. Great engagement so far for the Brother Captain over here. Techmarine tying up the Purgation. Still have 3 models. Oh, they just lost one. Why did I say that? Techmarine needs to be a little bit careful here on the retreat. Okay, there those fellas go. But I'm not sure if he's going to get away here. Does not get away. But the Captain takes him out. Maybe get revived by the teleporting Warp Spider X. So we've got some Rangers, late Rangers up for Deadly Trout. Perhaps he's tired of these operatives sneaking around, not being able to see him. Oh, we got a multi-melter Grey Knight Dreadnought. That will do a lot of damage to everything. But it'll have to get pretty close to the Warp Spiders, at which point it may get haywired a bunch and not be able to shoot at all. Look at the DPS from those Warp Spiders there. Nasty. Multi-melter, look at that exploding him. Haywire goes off though, now cannot shoot. Has plenty of Stormtrooper support though, I suppose, to repair it and stuff. That was an impact grenade, I think, was that? Doing some friendly fire on the strike squad. But the Captain's in there. Perceptors come over to the mid. Doing some good work. Again with the Nemesis Demon Hammer. More strike squad coming in. Dreadnoughts back onto the field now, able to shoot stuff. Boom. Big shots on the Warlock. Does it lose melee resistance completely? Wow, I thought it kept minor melee resistance when they have multi-melters on. Huh. I feel like they should. 481 to 176. I thought that was the deal with the Space Marine one. What is this? It is some power bashing from Korgoth with Las Cannon. Good for power bashing, eh? Also good against Dreadnoughts, of course. Tier 3 for Umpfelgrumpf. Perceptor is in tier 3, so we could see Paladins dropped in soon. Quad Warp Spiders around. Both Toruello and Korgoth need some revives. Can the Deadly Trout get it done? Get a bunch of XP. Got enhanced warp jump generator. Teleport more often and all that. And is it more range? Yeah, 20 range more. That's a big increase. A big increase. Grenade is dodged. Ouch, shotguns are painful though. You gonna smite him, fella? There's some fanaticism to try and keep these guys alive. Oh, the Acolyte died. Codical Maternum's pretty good. Shrouding infiltrates you, and does it still buff your damage as well? I think it used to give 25% damage as well. Oh, now it's the red team with 2 heroes down. Both the Brother Captains have fallen. Korgoth looks like he just repurchased here, yeah. Toruello, though, got revived. And the blue team are taking the mid with a big VP lead. You're going to get a 2-to-1 cap. Witchblade of Kurnus in for the Warlock. Bad news for most of the infantry. It's Grey Knight Terminators for Perceptor. Did not go for Paladins yet. It's mostly infantry, and well, it's all infantry that they're fighting, and Grey Knight Terminators can slice it up pretty good. Yeah, look at it. I think the Cyclone does a little bit of area of effect damage still. Oh, they shot down the Librarian. Was not paying attention there, Umpfelgrumpf. Was it Umpfelgrumpf's? Pretty sure it was. Trout squad run from the scary howling banshees, and there's some more power bashing from Korgoth using that flamer, of course. These guys could switch to vengeance rounds to shoot down the gens quicker, but he's just going to keep them loaded with hellfire to mess up the stormtroopers, as you can see, with the damage over time. Flank coming in by Umpfelgrumpf. There's the energy burst to slow those fellas down. And our strike squad in melee with some tactical marines. Got their Justicar in there. Pain, that's quite painful. Let's see what the Warlock can do. Providence coming in as well. You might see warp throw for the trifecta. Dreadnought. Decent chunk of XP. Looks like he wants to back off. He doesn't know what might be coming through. Might be a bunch of warp spiders around and stuff in it. Stormtroopers busy capping up this side. Both brother captains still down. Can the Eversor get him? He's still level 1, no war gear, this guy. Seemed to be doing well for a little while. Was maybe faded a little bit. You'll see. Terminators are in for Korgoth. These days, of course, limited to 1 per player. Well, 1 per Terminator per player. Grey Knight Terminators are always limited to 1. And now they have 2. Umpfelgrumpf has 1, and Perceptor has 1. And we got some Purifiers for Soul Reaver. So maybe we'll see some melee support stuff from the brother captains. At least some battle rights. An orbital drop back there. Fire Prism on the field for Toruello. That's the Purifiers engulfing themselves with Purifying Flame that silences nearby enemies. Pretty good against Terminators because they can't teleport away when they're silenced. But they had to flee. 466 to 67. Massive VP lead just widening for the blue team, but the red team got some big guns. That's an Eldritch Storm. Not sure why it was placed there though. It does hit the Dreadnought. That's Cannon persuaded to leave. Haywire goes in. It's still alive. Now it's not. Fire Prism finishes it off. Grey Knight Terminator is tearing through stuff. They've got an Incinerator in there for some more anti-infantry oomph. It did take a Terminator out. Operatives, they're trying to melt the Fire Prism. The hell is this guy doing now? Okay. Just getting shot to death. And they retreat. 466-62. These Terminators are kind of isolated, being frustrated by warp spiders. Oh, they had to run. Lots of fire coming in there. Soul Reaver down to 4 units. In tier 3 with plenty of red, so Paladins could still be on the cards. I guess it was Perceptor who dropped the Orbital, which is surprising. Since he can get Paladins, those guys. Oh, Eversor's level 2, and he's got some war gear, look. Neuro Gauntlet for just pure power melee DPS. And Frenzon. Or Frenzon, I'm not saying I meant to say this. Lots of health, some health regen. And Frenzon is pretty useful in a big old fight. Purifiers are going straight for the Fire Prism, apparently. The Justicar does have a heavy melee hammer, but I think they should have just fought the Banshees. Speaking of Banshees, are they alright? They are alright. Grey Knight Terminator's able to get away. Red team have the mid. They have a 2-to-1 cap. Techmarine still down here. Soul Reaver's still down, by the way. But here comes Perceptor. Just hit level 6 to get the revive. There we go. These guys are just taking damage. Was that flamer hitting anything there? There's another orbital. They got some warp spiders with it. Got some guardians. Can they wipe any of them though? Maybe. They've been chucked to positions that they can wipe them, maybe. They got the Guardians. Couldn't quite get the Warp Spiders down. I thought they had them. These guys should have been helping and shooting. Soul Reaver's brother Captain could have been shooting as well. He is level 2, no war gear. 400 to 62. Oh, hey, look at this. Dark Creepers on the way for Deadly Trout. The new tier 3 version. All sorts of cool stuff going on with those guys. Yeah, they're now 80 power. Look, they used to be 40 power. But they now have more DPS. Not only do they have more DPS, but they have Plasma DPS instead of Inferno. Now, Plasma gives you more... I think it's more damage versus heavy and super heavy. But you actually do slightly less against regular infantry with Plasma. I think it's 70% against regular infantry. Whereas Inferno would have given you full against regular, full against super heavy, and some extra versus heavy. So Plasma's much more specialized against heavy and super heavy because you get... I think you get 50% bonuses against both of those with Plasma. Whereas Inferno gave you 25% more against heavy and just full against super heavy. So it specializes them more. I think they got some more hit points as well. And their Exarch can get some fancy weapons. You can get, I think it's a Star Swarm launcher and a Star Shot launcher. One of them's like a slower firing plasma cannon type thing. The other one's kind of rapid firing with some area of effect as well. Look forward to seeing them in action. Here we go. Here comes the Exarch. He's 20 power now, I guess. I think all of that information's right. I think it's... yeah, I think the Exarch also does plasma damage with whatever he's using. I'm not sure if there's a cooldown between switching between them. The Star Shot and the Star Swarm. I know it doesn't cost anything. 336 to 62 on the VPs. 2 of the blue team's heroes down. Oh, Soul Reaver's down again. I wasn't even paying attention to him. And the red team keep on this comeback. You guys need to stop being in ranged stance. There you go. Melee those Terminators. It's a lot of firepower though, isn't it, from those Warp Spiders. Fire Prison doing some good work as well. I haven't seen these fellas use the Incinerate yet. Maybe they haven't got the upgrade for it. Slicing through those Howling Banshees, as you can see. 328 to 54. Single cap now for blue. And look at this. The Warp Spider Exarch grabs the VP. There's the double. With his little army of Warp Spiders. Got triple Warp Spiders and some Dark Creepers. Where are they? Oh, they're capping. I want to see them shoot stuff, dang it. With all that plasma damage. 50% bonuses, I'm pretty sure. Against heavy and super heavy. It's kind of nuts. Ouch. Ouch. This is why you know... Look at the damage. That's crazy. This is why you normally don't see full squads doing plasma damage. In fact, I don't think there is another one, is there? With plasma damage on all of their models. Yeah, that's huge, huge damage. Huge, huge damage. Oh, and they're using the Death's Grasp, I think. They don't have Pinning Fire anymore. They have something called Death's Grasp. Which, ouch. I think it slows you down and it prevents you from using teleports. It's kind of nuts against Terminators, potentially. And there's that heavy gauge, look. That is really dangerous. Huge amounts of damage. Red team, though, have the mid. 328 to 22. And they did decap blue team's natural, which is kind of vital over there, I think. Stern Guard using Vengeance rounds to shoot the enemy Terminators and stuff. Land Raider Crusader is up. And there's another one. Can they hold on to their natural, though? Some operative just got slaughtered, and that is so much damage. Wow. Dark Creepers were never really a huge threat. I mean, if you doubled them up or tripled them up, they were. But this is nuts. I mean, they do have the Warp Spider backup, of course. But that's huge. I believe they are limited to one now, for obvious reasons. The amount of damage they put out now. There's a level 7 brother captain trying to get close to him. Haywire on the Land Raider Crusader. Okay, they have been scared off by it. Land Raider Crusader allows you to reinforce your squads around it. They also get some energy and health regen. Back to the mid though. The other Land Raider Crusaders here trying to stop these Terminators from capping. Down to 17 VPs, the red team. Fanaticism up on the level 4 Stormtroopers with plasma guns. But look at the Warp Spiders just ripping through them. Absolutely ripping through them. They should have tried to jump inside of the Land Raider there. There's an Orbital. Doesn't stop the cap though. 2-1 for blue. Orbital gets some decent hits. Canticle of Absolution goes in, granting health and energy regen. That's from the Brother Captain's global bar. And the Eversor just popped his friends on, I think, to try and get the cap, but it gives him damage resistance here. Uh-oh. An Orbital coming in from Korgoth. Tried to try and finish off the Land Raider. It's haywide. I think he got double haywide, so he can't move. They are going to get the cap back, though, on 5 VPs. So look at this. Some brave Stormtroopers with their Brother Captain got a decap over here. Level 8 for Perceptor with Holy Armor of Titan. Did they get it? They got it. Umpfelgrumpf is down to a single strike squad. But red team have the double cap. Umpfelgrumpf needs to purchase something immediately. What the heck do you get, though? Do you get a Vortimer when there's 5 Warp Spiders? All 3 blue heroes are down, though. Oh, hey, some Paladins. Paladins called in by Soul Reaver to try and get this cap here. And then they immediately need to teleport away. There's some Fire Dragons. Okay, they're not teleporting away. Another Orbital back there. Some decent hits again. A Dreadnought for Perceptor. Is that what you get maybe for Umpfelgrumpf? Do you get a Dreadnought? It can take a couple of haywires and the Plasma Cannon will do some really good work. That's the 5th Orbital, says Toruello. Are you sure? Have I missed that many Orbitals? Uh-oh, Paladin's being chased. I mean, luckily for them, there's those Dark Creepers around. With the Death's Grasp, they are able to teleport. Purgation with the Conversion Beamer. Can't hit infantry that well, though. The Loyalist Terminator's got a decap. And Tax are going to try and take it. Eversor's on them, though. And he's got that Neuro Gauntlet. You can turn around and cap, fellas. 1-1 with 5 VPs remaining. There's some Grey Knight Terminators back there. Look at that. Cleaving stuff up. Umpfelgrumpf's play is to get some more Grey Knight Terminators. May not be horrible. I mean, with this many super heavy infantries around, the Dark Creepers can't shoot them all. They do have some Fire Dragons, though, which are also very good against this super heavy infantry. Melter does really good damage against it. There's the cap. 2-1 for red. Who is this? That is some Stormtroopers. Also, they're going mid rather than towards the blue team's VP. Purgation, you going to set up facing the enemy, maybe? Level 8 Brother Captain here. This guy's level 2 still down. You're not going to revive him, fellas. Paladin's got some new models, look. Oh, we do see a Plasma Cannon Dread. Awesome. There's the Land Raider. I was sitting on the natural VP. 187 to 5. Can the Ordo Malleus hold on? Got a Melter Gun Techmarine now. Could have gone into the garrison. Didn't go in. Eldar having a look at trying to get to the VP. I think it's actually a smart play. Land Raider back there. Because you got the Frag Assault to knock things off the cap as well. Not sure why Toruello didn't get Dark Creepers. Seems like the obvious play. There's the Reaper Barrage. Yeah, now it suppresses, look. So they've got Death's Grasp, Reaper Barrage. The Exarch can swap between weapons and all that DPS. I'm not sure if it actually if it swaps the weapon model when he swaps weapon. It's not that easy to see what he's using. Maybe they change. Maybe it changes the decorator. I'm just not sure. Red team holding on. Going for the VP here. What are these guys doing? They didn't chuck the haywires. Warlock. I don't know if he has warp throw. If he does, he should try to revive maybe. So that's a big deal, warp throw. Grenades, some friendly fire there on the Dark Reapers. So we have 2 squads of Grey Knight Terminators and a squad of Paladins up on the field at the moment. Just trying to apply a little bit of pressure, get the blue team away from the VPs. That was badly aimed. That's that onslaught thing I think it's called. Oh, there's the Incinerate, look. Lifts up the Banshees, sets them on fire. Pretty good. Here comes the Eversor to have a go. Chopping stuff up. 1-1-2 to 5 on the VPs. Umpfelgrumpf with some stormtroopers on the field apparently. Not moving though. Got tons of wreck. Decent chunk of power. They got a decap. There's a double. Can the blue team get this done? We are the Hammer, says Perceptor. Our blue team going to concede. Korgoth lamenting something about this game. Just how it's turned out, I guess. They even decapped their natural power, look. I guess the Warp Spiders... Did they like not scale up super well, I suppose, against the super heavy infantry? They're only doing piercing damage, aren't they? Which has doesn't do full damage against his super heavy. Regular old piercing damage. Down goes the Eversor. Maybe Deadly Trout just like over-invested him in them a little bit with triple Warp Spiders. 36 to 5. Red team holding on to the double cap. Map looking incredibly red. They didn't sit on the VP, they pushed out and did some good work. And this Land Raider on the VP is very shrewd. But the captain of Perceptor shows up again. Soul Reaper's on his feet. Level 3, no war gear. There's that onslaught thing again. Yeah, as Umpfelgrumpf said, Warp Spider's great against Ordo Malleus until the Terminators arrive. They did it with 5 VPs, look. Toruello's Warlock is down level 3. Did have Witchblade, did have Providence as well, I think. Not sure if he had the Warp Throw. If he had, I was impressed with the Dark Reapers. I was hoping we were going to see Toruello get them as well. Warp Spider Exarch level 6. Level 4 Techmarine. Level 4 Brother Captain for Soul Reaper down again. And the Eversor Assassin level 6. Did some good work at the end with his Neuro Gauntlet. And a level 9 Brother Captain for Perceptor. He's a pretty experienced Brother Captain player now, this fella. Did some great work. Had the Immortal at the end. Used it to get some decaps up there. But there you have it, guys. Thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed this game, and I'll see ya next time.